I'll never, ever be full. I'll always be hungry. Obviously, I'm not talking about food. Growing up, I had nothing for such a long time. Someone told me a long time ago, and I've never forgotten it, once you've ever been hungry, really, really hungry, then you'll never, ever be full. I grew up where, when a door closed, a window didn't open. The only thing I had was cracks. I'd do everything to get through those cracks, scratch, claw, bite, push, bleed. Now the opportunity is here. The door is wide open, and it's as big as a garage. I grew up where, when a door closed, a window didn't open. The only thing I had was cracks. I'd do everything to get through those cracks, scratch, claw, bite, push, bleed. Now the opportunity is here. The door is wide open, and it's as big as a garage. Mickey Rourke's character in The Wrestler, that was my dad, that was my uncles, that was so many members of my family. It was the only thing they knew. And then they would end up wrestling for $100, go to autograph signings for $200. I grew up where, when a door closed, a window didn't open. The only thing I had was cracks. I'd do everything to get through those cracks, scratch, claw, bite, push, bleed. Now the opportunity is here. The door is wide open, and it's as big as a garage. I was born to play Hercules. I have loved and honored the mythology over the years, since I was a kid. When I first broke into Hollywood, Hercules was one of the movies that I, not chased, because I didn't have the power to chase anything, but always had in the back of my mind. The men I idolized built their bodies and became somebody, like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I thought, that can be me. So I started working out. The funny thing is I didn't realize back then that I was having a defining moment. I want to be a man who is truthful and who won't let pride get in the way of my ripping myself open to my partner and saying, "Here I am. This is me." I feel there's something powerful when a man reaches a point in his life when he can be completely vulnerable. My mom cleaned toilets for a long time, and she'd seen a lot of terrible things, but she was still the strength of our family. And there are women like that all across the country, all around the world, who show that type of fortitude. In the 60s and 70s and early 80s, the trainers would grind you, and eventually they would break something. They would break an ankle in ways that it would heal. It was just the way of the business, to ensure that you learned respect for wrestling. If I had to describe myself to an alien, I'd say I was bigger than the average human, enjoy a drink or two with a good meal and have a bigger head than most. I'd also say I'm really handsome, especially if they were a female alien. I've been through natural disasters. I lived down in Miami and was down there for Hurricane Andrew, which was a Category 5. There were members of my family that thought they were going to die. Everyone was in the bathtub. I love making people laugh and feel good, and that's awesome and special for me to be able to do that, but there really is nothing like kicking ass, whether it's on a major scale, or whether it's in more of a dramatic fashion. Being physical and taking care of business the old-fashioned way is something that I love doing. I didn't have to win, and winning wasn't important to me. Being world champion wasn't important to me. What was important to me was entertaining the audience, and whether that meant winning, losing, singing, or whatever it was on the live show we were doing every week, which was awesome, I was game for it. If you check your ego at the door when it comes to comedy, you've got a pretty good shot at making a great movie that you can commit yourself to, you can jump off the proverbial cliff with, and have a great time, and the audiences respond to that. I think there are a number of things that you can do to encourage your kids' dreams, but I do believe in speaking by experience of having a lot of help along the way, stumbling in the past. We've all stumbled, and we certainly all deserve to get up and walk again. My freshman and sophomore years in high school, I spent a lot of time trying to get back on the right track. I was arrested multiple times by the time I was 16, so I had a little harder time trying to adjust like a lot of us do in high school. The goal for me is always to have the opportunity to work in different genres. This is a great and exciting time in my career, where I can have the opportunity to work in different genres, and also I recognize there's not a lot of actors who have that opportunity, and I'm grateful for it. I can't deny that the thought of being governor, the thought of being president, is alluring. And beyond that, it would be an opportunity to make a real impact on people's lives on a global scale. But there are a lot of other things I want to do first. Before ever meeting Priyanka Chopra, I had heard her name coming out of Bollywood and was impressed. She was beautiful, talented, had made nearly 50 movies, earned multiple awards, a massive star.